Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. Well, Jim Connell from 417 Sports and the Branson Tri-Lakes News is once again joining us today. And Jim, today is a happy day because we get to talk about NFL because it is right around the corner. And I can't remember a season where, the Chiefs fan base has been more excited going into a season than this. Yeah, it's a great time of year. And like you said, there's so many expectations and so much potential for this team that, just can't wait to get it all started. Absolutely. So looking at the team as it stands right now, what do you think the main strengths of this squad are? Well, it's got to be offense. Patrick Mahomes is back. They just got LaShawn McCoy. They've got a lot of speed at every position on offense. Travis Kelce, a tight end. Even if I guess the conventional wisdom is that Patrick Mahomes is due for a little step back from last year, but even if he does have a little step back, what's that mean? 45 touchdowns, 4,500 yards. Right. But yeah, just the offense appears to be unstoppable. Outside of injuries or something unfortunate in that realm. And the offense, it was great last year. The defense, not so much. Even with that, defense that was very leaky at times, they still, were able to make a run to the AFC Championship game. Do you think they've done enough in the offseason to at least, they might be not a top 5 defense in the league? Have they patched enough holes there to make them more viable? Potentially. What were they? 31st ranked defense last year out of 32 teams. If they get to 25th, is that enough? 20th, is that enough? I really like the addition of Tyrann Mathieu, back in the secondary. He brings a real attitude back there, and in addition to shoring up the pass defense, I think he's going to make a big difference. And then it's just all going to come down to, can they make the plays? It was kind of fluky in the AFC Championship game. They had a bad call on a roughing the passer. They had an offside, and then they lose a coin flip, and then couldn't stop the Patriots in overtime. So, any one of those things falls differently. They could have been in the Super Bowl last year. So I think it'll just come down to making the big plays at the right time. Now, is there anything with the team as they're set up right now, maybe some potential weaknesses that you're looking at to see if they possibly get exposed as the season goes along? I think that still just goes back to defense. I think they'll be better, but if things start to go wrong on defense, are they going to be pointing fingers? Are they going to be second guessing? Are they going to be like, oh, well, this is just like last year. We're not going to do it because of the defense. I think it all comes down to that. And then, of course, injuries. If they have, any injuries to any of those key offensive players, that could spell disaster for them. Yeah, I always have to talk injuries when you're talking NFL because you never know when they're going to pop up. Looking at the AFC as a whole, do you see any teams out there that could pose some serious problems to the Chiefs as we go into the season? I think the main one is the one that's been there for the last few years is New England. They beat them in the AFC Championship game last year. They've still got all their weapons back, and they've got Bill Belichick, which is obviously huge, and Tom Brady. But I'm not buying into the Browns being a significant threat. They've got too many question marks, I think. I'd like to see them prove it a little bit first before I completely buy in on them. And I've never been a big believer in the Chargers, and especially with Melvin Gordon still holding out. I don't think they're going to be a big threat in the division. Absolutely. You would think at some point the old Patriots are going to slow down a little bit because, Tom Brady is getting older every year. It might not seem like it. Do you see this, Patriots team slowing down at any point and maybe passing the baton in the AFC at any time in the next couple of years? I've been expecting it for 4 or 5 years, but Tom Brady's 38, 40, now he's 42, and he's still doing it at a high level. So I guess at some point you got to wait until it actually happens before you throw some dirt on the Patriots and Tom Brady. But I'm sure it'll happen sometime. I don't think he'll be 50 years old out there leading his team to Super Bowls. But like I said, I've got to see it before I believe it. Yeah, definitely. The road in the AFC, the Patriots have proven in the past you got to go through them to make it to the Super Bowl for sure. Let's go back a couple years when the Chiefs brought in Andy Reid. At the time, he had kind of gotten beat up in Philly after having a really good run there. Yeah, and the Chiefs have turned things around in recent years under his watch. How big do you think that was for the Kansas City franchise to make Andy Reid the man? I think that was huge for both the Chiefs and for Andy Reid. He kind of proved himself as being, not just a benefit of circumstance in Philadelphia with Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens and all those guys. I think he's kind of rebuilt his own coaching legacy in Kansas City, and the Chiefs have kind of come up the ranks through him. He shows such creativity and use of speedy players and threats on offense, and I think that's just kind of risen both of
both of their legacies.
And do you think it would take another run to a Super Bowl, another few Super Bowl wins for Andy Reid to go down as one of the big-time coaches in NFL history?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of on the cusp of that right now. I think he would have to get to another Super Bowl, and winning a Super Bowl would certainly do that.
Well, all right, let's bring out the crystal ball as we head into the season. Look inside that crystal ball. What do you think? What do you see for the Chiefs this year?
I was thinking about that a little bit earlier today, and anything less than 12 wins, I think, would be a disappointment, which is crazy to say, but it speaks to the talent they have and the expectations they have. I'll go with 13-3. Absent injuries, of course, again, and or some big time kind of falling off the wagon a little bit for them, or some things going wrong with some key players. But I think 13 wins is a reasonable expectation.
And they're built to possibly win in the playoffs as well?
Definitely. I mean, that should get them home field, hopefully throughout the AFC playoffs. And if that happens, it's going to be very tough to win at Arrowhead.
All right, we're very excited for it as we look ahead to the NFL season's just about to kick off this weekend. Jim Connell, thanks again for coming in. We always enjoy talking some sports.
Oh, definitely. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more right after this.